Welcome to the Department of the Interior's Hall of Tribal Nations. The Hall of Tribal Nations is located in the corridor of the Office of the Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs and is curated by the BIA Indian Affairs Museum Management Program. For centuries, American Indian tribes, tribal leaders, and the federal government have engaged in diplomatic actions. These actions continue today with the ambition for the betterment of government-to-government relationships and responsibilities to one another. The Hall of Tribal Nations proudly displays federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribal flags from across the United States. On September 8, 2000, former Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs, Kevin Gover, dedicated the Hall of Tribal Nations to every tribal nation, with each flag embodying tribal sovereignty. The dedication occurred on the 175th anniversary of the founding of the Bureau of Indian Affairs in 1825. This is a permanent display and exhibit of tribal flags. Every flag in the Hall of Tribal Nations reminds us about the United States nation-to-nation relationship with federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes and the trust responsibilities to them. At Indian Affairs, it is our sincere belief that the Hall of Tribal Nations calls upon us to honor these commitments every day. The Office of the Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs and the Bureau of Indian Affairs Museum Management staff embrace this project. Our goal is the continued expansion of the Hall of Tribal Nations, including its role to future generations. Expansion includes a national outreach for tribal representation of all federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes, and the development of supplemental educational materials. We wish to showcase contributions from tribal communities and nations across the United States and look forward to a continuing legacy of diplomacy and advocacy for Native America.